Every day is different as a veterinarian. Some good, some calmer than others, some dramatic, and even sad at times. Every patient that goes home with their family or whose suffering I can help is another reminder of why I do what I do. I am DocBott. Last week on DocBott, I went to see Theodore the kangaroo and his keeper, Dutch Hall. I also stopped in to teach middle schoolers about baby animals and what not to feed them. And I headed to Colorado to become president of the Society for Theriogenology.
This is an abrupt onset. You will see these animals, they'll have a full velvet, and you'll go back 12 hours later and it's completely gone. And it's almost like it's an itching sensation for them, and immediately they have to rub it off as quick as they can. Here's a retired highway patrolman that helps me with my reindeer. He's taking care of them right now when I'm gone. As you can see, we wear bulletproof vests because this is incredibly dangerous when they rub their velvet off. Even tame animals, you never know when you're going to get hurt. Here's a little video of what the rut is like. This is Titus. They make little scrapes, rub their nose in the ground.
Oh, Titus, I sure do miss my big buddy. Sadly, he passed away shortly after filming this episode. His autopsy revealed pieces of plastic in his stomach. Sadly, someone while visiting him had thrown this plastic into his pen. This is a great reminder. Please do not feed animals stuff that they're not used to eating. Sometimes the best of intentions aren't always the best laid plans. These boys get a little wild during the rut. If you can imagine two overgrown teenage boys roughhousing, and you're trying to stop them with a wooden spoon. That's what it's like, trying to be a dad to a herd of reindeer.
Do they injure each other?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I cut his antlers off, because yeah, oh yeah, we sure can. Yeah, I've watched males pick up cows that their antlers need to sit and hold them when you have to fence for antler. Reindeer and rut are horrible. This is Sven. Now this is the steer, and this is that process of rubbing this poor tree. It looks like a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree now. It's so ugly. And he did this in one day. Just watch the pieces of the tree fall out. They just want to get that off as quick as they can. There's no sensation at this point in the antlers at all. While they're growing, you touch them and they'll pull back, but once they're hard. So here's Titus after his ordeal, and you can see he's perfectly fine. A little bit pissed off.
What?
This is a picture I snapped in Fairbanks, Alaska. Reindeer during the winter, they're a unique species. They switch from grazing during the summer to browsing during the winter. And during the winter, reindeer almost exclusively eat lichen up in Alaska. And so the nutritional plane down here in the lower 48, we try to mimic that plane of nutrition, but we can't mimic it 100%. This is reindeer in their natural land up there, and they're racing towards me. I have a big sack of lichen that I'm throwing for them.
So it's good to see you again. I'm honored that you get to become the president. Obviously, the other people on the board were pretty impressed with you, as you know, the way that the president is elected is by the other board members, and everybody has a great deal of faith in what you're going to do. And the stuff that you've done so far as a board member is impressive. The stuff you've done as a veterinarian is impressive. I mean, hey.
Pete is a dear friend of mine, and he did a phenomenal job as president of the Society for Theriogenology. I can only hope to live up to my predecessor's legacy.
As you can see on this trophy, there's a long line of presidents of the Society for Theriogenology, and they are remarkable, very accomplished people. It's humbling for me to actually look at that list and to think that I can actually be considered one of those and that my name will be on it. And it's a big legacy that I have to follow in your shoes after this too, Pete. So no, it absolutely is. Yeah.
In the beginning of a great career. I think we've all seen that. We all recognize that. So.
Thank you. It's been a fun ride. So I served on the board for the Society for Theriogenology for 3 years. My first meeting was in Baltimore, Maryland, and after that I served as vice president, and last year I've been president-elect, and then I'll take over as president this year. The president track is a 4-year commitment, so you go from vice president to president-elect to president, and then immediate past president. So Pete, this next year will be the immediate past president.
Our new president is Dr. Isaac Bott. The other thing is we present him with the gavel. In years past, we had a nice little...
I couldn't wait to use that gavel. I had it custom made as a symbol of the Society for Theriogenology. And, well, because I'm that guy. It's made from a bison penis and an elk antler. Experience has taught me to talk softly and walk with a big...
Lay the smack down here. There we go. So, so much in our professional careers, emphasis is placed on our scientific accomplishments and what we're able to publish or what we're able to present. And Pete has been a great president, and Pete is a shining example of how successful a practitioner can be. But when all is said and done in life, what's really important is how you treat people and how the people that love you feel about you. And one of Pete's daughters wrote this on her Facebook page. And it was for Father's Day. Her name's Anne. Thank you, Dad, for always supporting Mary, Sarah, and I in the sport we love. Thank you for dancing with us in the barn and cheering us on the shows. So that is the kind of guy we've had as a president. And I think we should all thank Pete for his service. Give him a round of applause. Sorry about that. Okay, so since I got out of school, I've always wanted to be involved with the Society for Theriogenology. In school at Washington State University, my mentor was Dr. Ahmed Tabari, and I was walking with him one day, and I was president of the student chapter there, and I can remember exactly where I was at in Bustad Hall, going to get on the elevator, and he said, Isaac, you know, someday I could see you being president of the Society for Theriogenology. And I remember thinking that was awful crazy. But the day's here, and I just want you guys to know that, you know, theriogenologists are the kindest people that I've ever dealt with, and it's an honor for me to be in your midst and be able to serve as president, and I will give it my best. We want to just continue on with everything that we have going. For me, emphasis in the younger generation. We're going to have a young new graduate that's going to be a board member. This is great. Involving students in our upcoming meetings. This is another goal that I have. This next year, our meeting is going to be August 1st through the 4th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Robin Wilborn is organizing this meeting, and it is going to be a great meeting. So I want you all to make sure that you can be there.
With that, that's the only business that I have. We need a motion to adjourn. And a second? Okay, with that, this 2017 SFT business meeting will be adjourned until Milwaukee. Really, do what you love and find what you're best at, what you can contribute. I'm a firm believer that all of us have something to contribute to veterinary medicine. And finding what you're passionate about and just focusing on that is really what it is. It's kind of a rat race if you don't do that. So many vet clinics are trying to compete against each other for rabies vaccine prices or spay prices.
A second indication for this diet is for old dogs that have cognitive dysfunction syndrome. So basically your doggy dementia guys, right? The diet's called NeuroCare. The major mechanism of action behind this diet is concentrated medium-chain triglyceride oil. The study we have behind the epilepsy indication, we worked with Dr. Wolf. He's a neurologist at the Royal Veterinary College in London. He basically enrolled the worst out of his worst cases. So dogs who were epileptic, they were on at least one anti-seizure medication and still having breakthrough seizures. So at least 3 seizures in the 3 months leading up to the study. So very poor control. We kept the dogs on their medications. We added the diet in. By the end of the study, 71% of the dogs had a reduction in seizure frequency. So really, really great results there. And 14% of the dogs were actually seizure free. So the clients were really happy. Obviously the veterinarian was really happy. Just really giving these guys their quality of life back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Have you had an opportunity to try to?
Yes, you know, we've used some small 6-pound bags, but I think the cognitive dysfunction syndrome is probably something that is
kind of a
quite
bummer.
common. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely see a lot of that.
If you look
Purina is actually a brand that I love because their products are uniform and consistent, and they work incredibly well for the caseload that I see. There's a lot of great brands out there, and I've been really lucky with the programs that we've had at the hospital.
I exclusively use Purina in my clinic. They make a great line of prescription veterinary diets. Kevin Fitzgerald is well known for his 10 seasons on Animal Planet show Emergency Vets. If you can imagine having a veterinary practice, he works at Alameda East in Denver and performing over 100 nights a year at events. This is a very, very busy man, but he's one of our own. Very proud to have him here with us tonight. Originally, he was a bouncer for the Rolling Stones, for the Police, and the Who. He's one of a kind. Let's welcome Kevin Fitzgerald.
Welcome to Colorado. It's nice to be here. I'm so excited to be here and glad to be with my brother and sister veterinarians and researchers. And until Keith Richards told me, you can't be a bouncer when you're 50. He said,
Laughing is great medicine, and Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald was giving it in large doses.
they never dreamed it'd still be playing, you know. And so he wrote my recommendation for vet school here.
What do you have here? Feel it in your bones? I think you're supposed to.
Making baby animals is important to me, but The babies that matter most are my 3 little ones, Casey, Caden, and Kendon. Keeping up with all of them bouncing from display to display was definitely the funnest part of this trip.
You got it.
Work doesn't stop with the festivities. It's only just begun. I have a huge workload waiting for me, so I head straight from the airport to the hospital. Willow is a 4-year-old Shih Tzu with a case of lethargy. Yep, that's the problem. But the diagnosis is pregnancy. It can be pretty exhausting for a small lady like Willow to carry around 5 puppies, especially with a dad like Mark.
Sure.
And we had the electric fence put in, the invisible fence, so we know she wasn't roaming anywhere. So it's her and Marley is what we're like 99 sure. But then you remember,
She's pregnant.
is she?
So I filled at least 2 on each side.
Whoa.
Before I can do an ultrasound and have a better idea, or we can take an X-ray.
So this is Willow, and she was a stray that we were on the way to my son's baptism, and my sister, she was by the side of the road, and my sister kind of threw her in the van because she was actually sitting in the road. And we looked and looked and couldn't find her owners, and she just kind of stayed with us. And we have a little tiny poodle that's about 5 pounds, and we're hoping that that's the puppies that are in there. We're 99.9 sure that it is.
What is it? Come here. Come here.
Well, this will give us a good idea on how many there are.
With human babies, they often hand out cigars when they're born. Imagine if we did that with puppies. I'd have to have 5 dog bone shaped cigars.
Definitely have some babies in here.
Look at that, mamas.
So we'll zoom in and look and see what we have. So best thing to do is count heads. You got 1 there, you got 1 there, and I can see 2 over here. 1 here and then 1 there. This is poop. So we have got a lot of feces in here that's making this side a little difficult to see. So I can definitely see some ribs here, and I can tell that's from a different puppy up here with some ribs right there. So we'll do a lateral view here, and we're going to try to count heads. So you've got 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see 4 babies. Yeah, so this one's sideways. 1, 2. I think there's 5 actually. Okay, I'll grab Jennifer and have her come back. We'll show her. See?
I like your hairdo.
So cute.
Oh my god. What is going on in there? She's got aliens.
It's kind of hard to follow how many there are here, but so you got 1 here. There's 1 here. And there's 1 here. And then there's 1 here and 1 here. So I can see 5.
5 is, did you say that one? That one?
That's kind of right here.
5 dogs.
3.
We were thinking of making $10 million off of him. He's kind of like a cat, like he pounces on stuff, so it's one of those. Marley. It's a video of Marley. We hope it's Marley in a second.
All right, Willow.
So cute.
He's a little feisty, but he.
So about
Yeah.
eight days you're gonna have babies. So
Oh my
you're-
gosh. Wait a minute. It is a
Any good
busy time.
websites to
Aw.
know how to birth?
So cute.
We're coming over anyway. What do we need to do to help her along with the birth?
Well, hopefully nothing. It should go naturally on her own. Now there's some red flags where you need to call me or get help.
Okay.
One is if she has
So I'm gonna record this so I
hard contractions, if she has hard contractions for 30 minutes without producing a puppy,
Okay.
so forcible abdominal contractions for more than 30 minutes, you need it up there. Or if she goes more than 3 hours between puppies.
Okay.
And we know there's 5. There, with all the poop in there could be another pup hiding under the pooper. I can see 5 for sure.
One of those sayings you don't hear every day. Yeah, no, that'd be great. And then, is there anything
So I like using like a laundry basket. Sometimes we use like those plastic swimming pools.
Does that work? Well, okay, we got.
But she'll naturally start nesting. She'll
Okay,
In the coming weeks, I'll be making a couple of trips to visit Utah's Hogle Zoo to visit my friends Dr. Carpenter and Dr. Crook. I look forward to the trip to the zoo. Learning about animals never ends. Turn in next time for DocBott. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Why are zoos so important? This season I will visit my friends at the Utah Hogle Zoo to show you why. Follow DocBott, that's me, right here, and on the DocBott Facebook page for new episodes.
Join DocBott every week right here on Flash TV. Follow DocBott on his DocBott Facebook page for weekly updates and trivia.